The remote town of Ravensbrook sat at the edge of a dense, ancient forest, its secrets whispered among the townsfolk like haunting lullabies. It was a place where the townspeople closed their doors early and gathered around their fireplaces at night. For in the heart of the forest, beneath the eerie glow of the full moon, lurked a malevolent presence that had plagued Ravensbrook for centuries, a curse that brought forth a monstrous terror. Emily Ryan, a young woman in her late 20s, had no knowledge of these dark secrets when she arrived in Ravensbrook one crisp autumn afternoon. Seeking a fresh start and hoping to escape a painful past, she had chosen this town for its isolation. The looming forest, the surrounding mountains, and the absence of city noise promised the solitude she desperately craved. Upon her arrival, Emily settled into a cozy cottage at the outskirts of the town, a stone's throw away from the ominous forest. As she visited the local grocery store and the village square, she couldn't help but notice the strange hush that overcame the town's inhabitants as they glanced furtively at her. It wasn't long before Emily's inquisitiveness got the better of her. She began to hear the whispers that traveled like wind through the narrow streets, carrying stories of inexplicable deaths and the ominous curse that hung over Ravensbrook. "Stay indoors when the full moon rises," an old woman cautioned as she filled her basket with apples. "For that's when the beast comes out, a creature half man, half wolf, consumed by an insatiable hunger." The town's historian, a frail man named Mr. Turner, offered Emily a glimpse into the town's history. He led her to a dimly lit room in the town's library, where ancient books and scrolls chronicled the curse's origins. Long ago, he explained, a powerful witch cursed this land, binding the souls of the inhabitants to the moon's cycles. When it's full, they transform into ravenous beasts, unable to control their primal instincts. Emily's curiosity deepened, and she felt an ominous chill run down her spine. Little did she know that her arrival in Ravensbrook would thrust her into a nightmarish world of terror, bloodlust, and survival. As the days passed and the town continued its ominous routine, Emily's fascination with the curse grew. She spent her nights poring over old texts, trying to decipher the ancient rituals that might break the malevolent hold the full moon had over Ravensbrook. But as the next full moon drew near, so did the darkness that shrouded the town. There was an unmistakable tension in the air, a fear that gripped the villagers like a vice. Whispers turned to hushed conversations in the shadowy corners of the town's tavern, where frightened eyes darted to the windows. Then it happened. On a night where the moon hung high and full in the sky, terror descended upon Ravensbrook. Blood-curdling screams pierced the air, echoing through the cobblestone streets. Emily's heart raced as she rushed to the window. Her breath caught in her throat as she witnessed the gruesome spectacle below. A creature, neither man nor beast, but something grotesque in between, tore through the town square with primal fury. Its elongated limbs and gnarled claws left behind a trail of gore. Panic spread like wildfire, and the townspeople fled their homes, seeking refuge wherever they could find it. The howls of the beast reverberated through the night, a symphony of terror. Amidst the chaos, Emily spotted a solitary figure standing his ground in the moonlit square. He was a man of dark resolve, his eyes locked onto the monstrosity before him. The stranger's name was Victor, a mysterious traveler who had come to Ravensbrook seeking answers. With swift and precise movements, Victor drew a silver blade, glinting in the moonlight. As the werewolf lunged, Victor met it head-on, engaging in a deadly dance of survival. Emily watched in awe and horror as the battle unfolded. Victor fought with a fierceness that suggested he had faced these creatures before. Each strike, each parry, brought them closer to the other's deathly jaws. At last, with a final, well-aimed thrust, Victor plunged the silver blade into the creature's heart. The werewolf let out an agonized howl that resonated through the night, then crumpled to the ground, slowly reverting to its human form. The townspeople, having taken refuge in the shadows, watched as Victor approached the fallen beast. It was then that Emily realized the truth. The curse was not a story, not a mere legend. It was a horrifying reality, a blight that could not be ignored. Victor turned to the stunned onlookers, his face etched with grim determination. "This is not over," he declared, his voice a grave warning. "The curse endures, and the night's horrors will return with the next full moon." With the night's horrors behind them, the townspeople began to gather in the town square, their faces etched with fear and desperation. They had witnessed the malevolent force that haunted their lives and yearned for an end to the curse that had plagued Ravensbrück for generations. Emily, still reeling from the night's events, approached Victor. "What is this curse, and how can it be broken?" she implored. Victor's gaze was steely and unwavering. "The curse is ancient, rooted in dark magic. To break it, we must uncover its origin and find the means to sever the link to the full moon. It won't be easy, and it won't be without danger." Together, they began their quest for answers. The townspeople directed them to Mr. Turner, the historian who had shared the curse's history with Emily. Mr. Turner had been a silent witness to the curse's horrors for decades and had collected a trove of knowledge. As Emily and Victor delved into the historian's archives, they discovered old diaries and tattered scrolls that hinted at the origins of the curse. A powerful witch, wronged by the townspeople, had invoked dark magic to bind the souls of the villagers to the lunar cycles, transforming them into uncontrollable beasts when the moon was full. Their quest to break the curse was met with resistance. The townspeople, gripped by fear and distrust, were hesitant to share their knowledge. Some believed that the curse was their penance for sins long past and should not be tampered with. Despite these challenges, Emily and Victor pressed on. The full moon would rise again, and the horror would return, claiming more lives unless they could find a way to end the curse once and for all. They began to piece together the steps required to break the curse. It involved a perilous journey into the heart of the ancient forest, the very place where the witch's malevolence was rumored to be sealed. There, they would need to find the ingredients for a ritual that could potentially sever the curse's hold. As the next full moon loomed, tensions within the town rose. Many were desperate to escape Ravensbrück, while others feared the curse would haunt them wherever they went. The sense of impending doom hung heavy in the air, and Emily and Victor knew they had little time to prepare for their journey into the heart of darkness. The night of the next full moon was fast approaching, and Emily, Victor, and a small group of trusted townspeople gathered in the dimly lit town square. Each member of the group carried torches to fend off the encroaching darkness as they embarked on their perilous journey into the heart of the ancient forest. The forest, with its gnarled trees and eerie silence, was a place few dared to enter, especially when the moon was at its zenith. But the group pressed forward, determined to find the ingredients and knowledge needed to break the curse. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the tension grew. The wind whispered ancient secrets, and shadows seemed to move in the periphery of their vision. The very heart of the forest, where the curse's origins were rumored to lie, remained shrouded in darkness. The deeper they delved into the forest, the more the atmosphere grew oppressive. Strange sounds emanated from the underbrush, and an eerie mist seemed to cling to the ground. Emily felt as though they were trespassing in a place not meant for the living. As they moved further into the forest, they encountered ancient, weathered stones adorned with cryptic symbols. These were said to be the markers of the witch's dark rituals. Each stone was a testament to the malevolence that had taken root in this place. Suddenly, the group found themselves surrounded by a pack of wolves, their eyes gleaming with an unnatural intensity in the moonlight. Emily's heart pounded as she realized they were not ordinary wolves, but the guardians of the forest, the cursed protectors of the witch's legacy. The wolves circled the group, their growls a chilling warning. Victor's eyes met Emily's, and he knew they had to act quickly. He had faced such guardians before in his pursuit of the curse's end, and he understood that these creatures were bound to protect the witch's malevolent magic. With a swift motion, Victor raised his silver blade, and the battle began. The group fought with all their might, but the supernatural strength and agility of the wolves made it a terrifyingly unequal struggle. Claws and fangs clashed with silver and determination. Emily's heart raced as she swung her torch, trying to keep the wolves at bay. The forest echoed with the sounds of battle, the cries of the wolves mingling with the shouts of the group. Blood was spilled, and the price of confronting the curse's protectors was high. As the last of the wolves retreated into the shadows, the group stood battered and bloody but triumphant. They knew they had faced a mere taste of the horrors that awaited them on their journey to break the curse. With the guardians vanquished, the group pressed forward, their path lit by torchlight as they ventured deeper into the forest. The further they went, the more the trees seemed to close in around them, creating an oppressive and claustrophobic atmosphere. Their journey led them to a clearing where an ominous, gnarled tree stood. At the base of the tree, they discovered an ancient moss-covered stone tablet with inscriptions that Victor recognized from his research. "This is the place," Victor declared, his voice filled with grim determination. "The witch's lair." Emily and the others approached the stone tablet. In the moonlight, the inscriptions on the stone seemed to glow, guiding them further into the darkness. They had reached the heart of the curse's origin. The group scoured the area, following the inscriptions to uncover the ingredients needed for the ritual that could break the curse. They found herbs, roots, and rare components that had been used in the witch's dark spells. But the most crucial element remained elusive. The last ingredient was rumored to be the essence of the full moon itself, a drop of moonlight that could only be captured on the night of the full moon. As the night wore on, anxiety gnawed at the group. The full moon was fast approaching, and they needed to find a way to collect this elusive essence before their time ran out. The very essence that had bound the town to the curse for centuries was now their only hope for freedom. With their torches flickering, the group frantically scoured the forest for a way to capture the essence of the full moon. Victor consulted the ancient texts and discovered a ritual that, if executed with precision, might allow them to harvest the essence. They needed to find a pool of still water, created by nature, that would capture the moon's reflection on the night of the full moon. This reflection would be the essence they sought. With the full moon looming overhead, the group raced against time, desperately searching for the pool described in the ritual. As the moon reached its zenith, casting an eerie light through the trees, they finally found it. A tranquil pool, hidden deep in the heart of the forest, mirrored the full moon's glow. The group gathered around the pool, their torches extinguished. They held their breath as Victor performed the ritual, following the ancient incantations and gestures. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation as the moonlight danced on the still waters of the pool. As the ritual concluded, Victor collected a single drop of moonlight in a vial. It shimmered with an ethereal, silvery glow, casting a radiant light upon his face. The essence of the full moon had been captured, and with it, the last crucial ingredient for breaking the curse. But their elation was short-lived. The moment the essence was harvested, a haunting wail pierced the air, echoing through the forest. The guardians of the forest, the cursed wolves, were returning, drawn by the disturbance of the ritual. The howls of the approaching wolves were relentless, growing closer with each passing moment. Panic gripped the group as they realized they were trapped by the guardians once more, this time with the essence of the full moon in their possession. Victor's eyes scanned their surroundings, searching for an escape. But the forest had become a labyrinth of shadows, and the guardians closed in from all sides. As the wolves drew near, Victor made a fateful decision. With a determined look, he handed the vial containing the essence to Emily. "You must take this," he urged. "Protect it with your life. Find a way to break the curse and free Ravensbrook." Emily's heart pounded as she clutched the vial, her eyes locking with Victor's. "But what about you?" Victor gave her a reassuring smile. "I'll hold them off. Go now. The curse must be broken." With that, Victor charged at the approaching guardians, silver blade in hand, his bravery the last thing Emily saw before she fled into the depths of the forest. Determined to find a way to end the curse, and free Ravensbrook from its nightmarish grip. Emily ran through the dark and tangled forest, her breath coming in quick, shallow gasps. The vial containing the essence of the full moon clutched tightly in her hand seemed to glow with a faint ethereal light, guiding her deeper into the heart of the curse's domain. She didn't know where she was going or what she was searching for, but the need to break the curse and save Ravensbrook consumed her every thought. Every rustling leaf and eerie whisper of the wind made her heart skip a beat. As Emily ventured deeper into the forest, strange and unsettling encounters began to unfold. She heard whispers in the shadows, unseen eyes watching her every move. The trees themselves seemed to come alive, their gnarled branches reaching out as if trying to stop her. Amidst the eerie stillness, she stumbled upon an ancient, moss-covered shrine, adorned with withered flowers and offerings long forgotten. The shrine was dedicated to the very witch who had cast the curse upon Ravensbrook. Emily's pulse quickened as she realized that the answers she sought might lie within the shrine. Emily approached the shrine, her breath visible in the chilly night air. As she touched the weathered stones and fading inscriptions, a chilling vision overtook her. She saw the witch, a figure cloaked in darkness, performing the ritual that had bound the town to the curse. In her vision, the witch's words were clear. The curse shall only be broken when the essence of the full moon is returned to its rightful place. Emily understood the meaning behind her journey. She had to find a way to return the essence of the full moon to the very place where the curse had been born, the heart of the ancient forest. Determined and driven by her newfound knowledge, Emily retraced her steps through the forest. She encountered eerie shadows and ethereal figures, the guardians of the curse. But she pressed on, her resolve unwavering. As the full moon's light bathed the forest, Emily reached the tranquil pool where the essence of the full moon had been captured. She gazed at the shimmering vial in her hand, now realizing its true purpose. With a deep breath, she opened the vial and allowed the drop of moonlight to return to the pool. As the essence merged with the reflection of the full moon, a surge of energy pulsed through the forest. A profound stillness fell upon the forest, and the curse's malevolence seemed to retreat, vanquished by the return of the essence. The night was no longer filled with howls and terror, but with a quiet, peaceful serenity. As the moon sank below the horizon, Emily knew that the curse had been broken. The town of Ravensbrook would no longer be haunted by the malevolent presence that had tormented it for centuries. With the curse broken, Emily emerged from the forest and returned to Ravensbrook. The townspeople, having weathered a night of terror, were astounded by her return. She shared the tale of her journey, the essence of the full moon, and the vision of the witch. Ravensbrook was forever changed. The town's inhabitants were free from the curse's dark grip, and the malevolent presence that had plagued their lives had been banished. There was a renewed sense of hope and unity among the townspeople. As for Victor, he was never seen again. His sacrifice in holding off the guardians had allowed Emily to complete her mission. He had played a crucial role in breaking the curse, and his bravery would be remembered by the town. Ravensbrook, once a place of dread and despair, now stood as a symbol of resilience and triumph. The curse had been broken, and a new era had dawned in the once haunted town.